now present Zambian Music, a program that promotes our local music, arranged and produced by Mulinda.
A very, very good morning to you all and welcome to this brand new year, the year 2000, the year that every one of us has been looking forward to. And it's good to know that you are glued to radio right now and you are following us all the way up to the end of transmission. Right, it's good to know that you are up and awake and you're listening to Radio 2 of the Zambian National Broadcasting Corporation. Okay, we say welcome, a brand new century, brand new millennium, brand new year. 2000. Surprise, surprise, okay? It's Zambian music time and today we'll crown it all as we continue and not continue, but we come to the end of our search for the Zambian musician of the century as we now start the year 2000. So it's super lovely morning to you all. It's my hope that you have a wonderful time with me on radio. Right, let's have what we have in store for you on the program this morning. First and foremost, I would like to submit to you warm and tender greetings. So I say, how are you, Dr. Zambian? I feel greatly honored to participate in this lovely musical program at last. I hope and anticipate that this indigenous Zambian program will last. Dr. Zambia, believe me or not, you are indispensable, rather genius, chifukwa, muziwa, kuteleka nyimbo. You know how to insert music. Therefore, I regard you as the best disc jockey countrywide. Hey, I like that. Now, the letter continues. Please, Mr. Mulinda, allow me at this juncture to air my views on the choice of the best musician of the century. From deep down my heart, I adopt Dr. Nashil Pitchen Kazembe as great best musician of the century. Surely you, the late musician, was a force to reckon with as far as Zambian music is concerned. His music is still moving and outstanding, as if he was still alive. It's sad to note that I never acquired his songs in form of audio cassettes. If God wishes, I'm begging you to assist me with arrangements in line with buying of those audio cassettes. I'm sorry when I recall the spirit of the late Dr. Kazembe, who died when his music fraternity wanted his message most. To hit the nail on the head, Dr. Kazembe played meaningful and educative music. For instance, a song entitled Makolo Atu accommodates a negative attitude perpetrated by some youngsters towards the upkeep of their parents, relatives at home, and everywhere they may be. Apiri Anabwera is another song depicting real-life experience where someone like Mr. Piri in the song overstays in the city and eventually leads to a miserable life, prompting him to go back home and face a worse situation. I and the masses learn a lot from the story of Mr. Piri. Hence, we are empowered to use our skills and talents effectively and carefully so as to elude this plight. At last, I still like all his songs and take them as good as ever. Please, Mr. DJ, I'll be very grateful if you play me a song entitled Makolo Atu. My favorite songs are as follows: Vawiri, Ishiri Malonda, Munyumba ya Kachasu, KK, Vamahala Vinata, Vashichanda, Apiri Anabwera yet again, Sera Wanga, Makolo Atu, Fupoloka Kakamiza, to mention but a few. At last, I wish you all the best during our duties. May you experience a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year in the year 2000. Yours faithfully, Emmanuel A. Tembo. That's a letter coming from Emmanuel A. Tembo, coming from care of Antonio Tembo Sr., Chelston Catholic Parish, P.O. Box CH310055, Kamanga Compound, house number 09/06, Lusaka. And the letter was written on Tuesday, 14th of December. The choice they are going to Dr. Nashil Pitchen Kazembe, who I gladly say is declared Zambia's musician of the century. And I will say hearty congratulations to him, as letters here indicate so. So Dr. Kazembe in the studio with a song entitled 4x4 by far.
Ampande tikakumana masiku onse kumanifunsa alamu wali bwanje nanga waja sitinari chikwati cheni cheni inari shautayo nichingirira mvura Nina wasia waja wasisi majikiwa inapeza mfana mungono makari amene azankala alamu wenu kosa jedwa hapa waja wanari chabe basto koyembekezera Iba mai chabe waja sinari kuziwa waja ni mukango kaso wanyama mmaja mauzu wanari chabe kunyumilira ine mwine wache kungoni kangamizani wakwatire iyo Tikakumana masiku onse kumanifunsa alamu wali bwanje nanga waja sitinari chikwati cheni cheni inari shautayo nichindirira mvura Nina wasia waja wasisi majikiwa inapeza mfana mungono makari amene azankala alamu wenu kosa chedwa hapa waja wanari chabe basto koyembekezera Inapeza ngono sopano the right choice Wajani mukango kaso wanyama umaja mauzu Waja wanari jambe basto koyembekezera Wale seoba ya ndifika ilibe na nchito Inapeza ngono sopano sinidanda uraine Niricha bepe malufi ova ya nitinkao Ngono masiku wano watenga marundito Four-wheeler driving ya mene Dinapeza sopano Dinapeza ngono sopano The right choice Baja di mukango kaso wanyama umaja mauzu Baja wanari chabe baso koyembekezera Wale seoba ya titika iribe na nchito Dinapeza ngono sopano sinidanda uraine Nirichabe pe Ova ya nitikao Ngono masiku wano watenga marunditu Four-wheeler driving ya mene Dinapeza sopano Dinapeza ngono sopano The right choice Baja ni mukango kaso wanyama umaja mauzu Baja wanari chabe baso koyembekezera Wale seoba ya nitika iribe na nchito yatenga malo kankale papili abale sibwerera kumbuyo omilo driving yatenga malo omilo driving kankale mumatika abale sijomba ipikira chabe ilina mpapo maningi omilo driving yatenga malo omilo driving yankale kupiri mama sibwerera kumbuyo ipikirira pasokolo omilo driving yatenga malo
Bakari right chose ni utisi ni muziwaine
ni uja mwana wa Jonas muyamba kwa bafo mailo pasimbizi
bacha batula kubachaiso wama speed
iwe ukamba uja irini siya ya irini uja nali kupunzira kusija uja wa brown so
namukumbukira so pano bacha ba brown baba mimba monga mako bacha ba smile unabwera nao kula sienda nga ya 4-wheel drive nanga bajala mulamu benna windi
mukamba baja Michael Jackson musoja baja ni wakulu baja sigende nao kurumba nayi baja musana unalimba monga piki baja
siku lina tinali chimilile pa malume baja pa John Jika tianga nongoza kati moto inaona mzima ya pitira pafupi Big John apeleka moni kwa ajika ananikopa kweni inapoza ajika kodi ya malume hapo ni bwanji anani ankaputi Maria Dokta ngaji huku na zikukwile usa yese ikusa dokta huyu ni ndani aniuza Dokta Kazembe kwa mdala ni 4-wheel drive so
osa kamba tundipa
igani helicopter
so osa kamba tundu ndee upani.
Right, that's Dr. Nashil Pitchen Kazembe, voted Zambia's musician of the century and of course the very best in Zambia. Okay, the search continues as we're crowning it all here on the program, and a surprise that the program on a Friday did not run at 22:05 as normally the case is, but because of the rollover into the year 2000, the program actually had to come away at 02 into Saturday. That's right, early in the morning, 02 hours into Saturday. Right, so the next later on the search, if you are doing your mathematics right, just to remind you a bit, we're talking of Kazembe standing at 68 with that letter I read out, moving to 69. And PK Chishara at 61, and is yet to get 1 vote, 1 point on the program today. Let's see who gets what as we read out. I'll be reading out a few letters, then we get to a song. Another letter, we get to a song. As just now, we are in Nyimba, that's right. This one comes from Elias Mwanza. I like it because it's precise and to the point. He writes, Dear Dr. Zambia, piringu piringu ndi wanjuchi. Koma tsata yakuluma. I like this. Piringu piringu ndi wanjuchi. Koma tsata yakuluma. Without beating about the bush, there are many, and we had many musicians. But Dr. Nashil Pitchen Kazembe is my musician of the millennium. Dr. Zambia, honestly speaking, Kazembe's songs are really a reality. Thanks, Elias Mwanza. So it's saying, why should you beat about the bush? Get to the fact and say it all that Kazembe is the best of them all. Okay, still in Nyimba, this one comes from Zampost, Zambia Limited in Nyimba, coming from John Ngoma. And he says, loving Mulinda, without wasting your precious time, please add me a vote to Dr. Nashil Pitchen Kazembe as my musician of the millennium. If possible, play me any of the following songs: Fupolo Kakamiza, Dinali Kuyenda Mkairo Road Kumazuro, Ngani za Chikwati, Four Wheel Drive, Nshiri Malonda, Vamahara Ndi Apiri Anabwera. Yours, John Ngoma. John, thank you very much indeed. And that also goes down to Dr. Nashil Pitchen Kazembe. And the next one is from Lusaka, written by a lady here, and this is Beauty Cirilo. Beauty Cirilo writes from United Church of Zambia, Galilean Church Choir Matero Congregation, Lusaka. How are you doing? And happy entry into the new millennium. And she writes, Dear Isaac, in the first instance, I would like to pass my warm and situational greetings to the producer and presenter of Zambian music, Mr. Isaac Mulinda, Dr. Zambia. It's my sincere hope and trust that this letter will find you in good health. With me here, I'm fine, as fine can be. I'm a prominent listener of Zambian music and have been following this program strictly and carefully from its inception. About 4 months ago, I wrote a letter to you, Mr. Isaac Mulinda, concerning the search for the musician of the century. But unfortunately, up to now, my letter hasn't been read. If I may ask why, I don't know what's happening with my letter. I'm kindly asking if you can transact in your mailbag carefully. If you could, it could be there. It's for this reason as to why I'm obliged to write another one. However, coming to the nucleus of this letter, that's the main point of the letter, I'm giving a full vote to the one with qualities that you're looking for. This is Dr. Nashil Pitchen Kazembe. Why? Because his music is very educative, it's full of nothing but reality. His music suits every situation. The composition and the arrangements of his music are too good. Even the Ndombolo guys admire them. Dr. Kazembe was a great teacher and his music will live to be remembered. He's simply a maestro and his legend will still live on. To prove me right, below are some of the songs he released: Achirwa Chonde, Chirieliere, Apiri Anabwera, Four Wheel Drive, Nkani Yachikwati Mnyumba ya Kachaso, Ndalama Zilimonga Mvula, Zimabwera Zimapitanso, and many more. May his soul rest in peace. Lastly, Isaac, I'm asking if you can do me a favor by passing greetings to the following people. Well, why not? Because this is a millennium program. My mom and Mrs. Anna Mushangombe in Ikawe, Mr. and Mrs. Dandula David and the family in Dora in Lusaka. Greetings to Mr. Nicholas Silwenga and all family members, not forgetting Dad and the lovely uncle in Pemba. Yours faithfully, Beauty Cirilo. Well, Beauty Cirilo, thank you very much for your letter, and that goes down to Dr. Nashil Pitchen Kazembe. One more before we get to the turntable. Okay, this one comes from Las Mutumba, Plaza 1 Cinema, PO Box 30023, Lusaka. And it says, the producer, star of the century. Dear Mr. Mulinda, how are you doing this evening? Well, it's now morning. I hope and trust that you are in a good mood. I'm also very well. Mr. Mulinda, I'm a regular listener of your program. You present on Friday 22:05 hours, the stars of the century. I would like to congratulate you for bringing this wonderful program. Whenever you're on air, I don't even feel like going to bed or getting drunk because I don't want to miss your lovely voice and the music you present. I'm wishing you more days, months and days to come. You are the best of the best and a man among men. I mean, where broadcasting is concerned. Coming to the main point of writing to you, the music, which NP Kazembe is that some of us will never forget because his voice, instruments, and the message in his songs are fantastic. He was the king of music, and I wish he was alive. I don't know what would have happened by now. I think he could have produced the fantastic songs. Whenever I'm listening to his music, I feel like the day should never break. If it is at night, then tomorrow should never come. I feel excited badly. I know even you, Mr. Mulinda, feels the same. Keep it up. You are doing a wonderful job there at ZNBC. Lastly, I'm inviting you for a movie show any day for the job well done. May God be with you always. Your regular listener, General Lance Mutumba of Plaza One Cinema, PO Box 30023 Lusaka. Good invitation, and I hope I'll be there. Well, that goes down to Nashil, Pitchen, Kazembe yet again, and is moving towards getting the award and towards being crowned by the people of Zambia as Zambia's musician of the century as we start the year 2000. Hey, let's get back to music on radio, and it's Zambian music. And that's the last episode, the last edition of our search, as next week we'll be getting back to our original, playing you various kinds of music and lesson out on laters. Okay, the next song, again by Kazembe, is entitled Achirwa.
Achirwa chonde mama o sinifuna manyozo pere amuna wanda imwe. Achirwa chonde mama o sinifuna manyozo pere amuna wanda imwe. Oyamba munabwera ndi Juliet munyumba mwanga. Munandiuza kuti uyu ndi muvyala wanga achoka kumuzi. Sina kambeko kantu ndinakala chave chete. Sikurina so munabwera ndi Elizabeth usiku. Munaniuza so kuti awa ndi amairume wangao. Sina funseko kantu ndinatontora chave achirwa. Achirwa chonde mama o sinifuna manyozo pere amuna wanga imwe. Achirwa chonde mama o sinifuna manyozo pere amuna wanga imwe. Chonde mama o sinifuna manyozo pere amuna wanga imwe. Achirwa chonde mama o sinifuna manyozo pere amuna wanga imwe. Kachitatu munabwera soni maserina olezela. Munaniuza kuti uyu ndi mulamu wanga kasi ya njovu. Ninamulonjera nichisangalalo cha chikuru kwa basi. Elonso mwanibwerezera monika doba wapa kapili. Amene azivika kapili yonse nyumba yale ndongungulu. Ulendo watu mkonzeleko chakulia tinali kupunzira naye. Achirwa chonde mama o sinifuna manyozo pere. Achirwa chonde mama o sinifuna manyozo pere amuna wanga imwe. Ngati mwakutira na inachirwa nikunisia tuchabe. Kupambana kungonyolesa manyozo pere nditu. Ngati mwakutira na inachirwa nikunisia tuchabe. Kupambana kungonyolesa manyozo pere nditu. Oh mama ho achirwa o. Ukakuta o samashingira nzako iwo chonde. Sambani chabe mumanja usire banzanu banjala. Bariko bena bafuna kudya mikute chonde. Ngati mwakutira na inachirwa nikundisia tuchabe. Kupambana kungonyolesa manyozo pere nditu. Ngati mwakutira na inachirwa nikundisia tuchabe. Kupambana kungonyolesa manyozo pere nditu. Waona nkanga mawanga bwino hata yankwareri mumanja. Inendiribe mulandu na iwe choipa chisata mwini. Ukamwa maziluzo lwasira osata ya chiko chonde. kati mwakutira na inatirwa dikunisia tutabe kupambana kungonionesa manyoza terengetu kati mwakutira na inatirwa dikunisia tutabe kupambana kungonionesa manyoza terengetu. Mwakutira na ileo siya tunchabe nambani mbaja usile anzako mwakutira na ileo siya tunchabe anzako anjala abitirize mwakutira na ileo siya tunchabe bariko bena banjala ofuna mukuse mwakutira na ileo siya tunchabe nambani mbaja usile kati mwakutira na ileo nidisia tuchabe anzako bajala abitirize kati mwakutira na ileo nidisia tuchabe baliko bajala ofuna mukuse kati mwakutira na ileo nidisia tuchabe. Mwakutira na ileo siya tuchabe sambani umaja usile anzako mwakutira na ileo siya tuchabe anzako anjala abitirize kati mwakutira na ileo siya tuchabe waona kanga mawaka abino kati mwakutira na ileo siya tuchabe wataya kwari umaja kati mwakutira na ileo siya tuchabe. wakwata mano ulelye fyakulyata wishi wako fyafuma abalumendo bamita wakwata mano ulelye fyakulyata wishi wako fyafuma ngasange minofu batebo enakulyo kwa bulo kwipusha ubwali nenkoko enakulyo kwa bulo kwipusha shinkwana batae enakulyo kwa bulo kwipusha chonse cho wasanga iwe kulyo kwa bulo kwipusha limbili fya kumabakido imwe kulya fye babwana limbili fya kumabakido imwe kulya fye babwana abalumendo bambita wakwata mano ulelye fyakulyata wishi wako fyafuma abalumendo bambita wakwata mano ulelye fyakulyata wishi wako fyafuma ngasange minofu batebo enakulyo kwa bulo kwipusha ubwali nenkoko enakulyo kwa bulo kwipusha shinkwana batae enakulyo kwa bulo kwipusha chonse cho wasanga iwe kulyo kwa bulo kwipusha limbili fya kumabakido imwe kulya fye babwana limbili fya kumabakido imwe kulya fye babwana ikiryerye uleke ukalyane fyalula ukafirwa nokufisa kiryerye uleke ulete kanyamune ukaryane chakukulya ikiryerye uleke ukaryane fyalula ukafirwa nokufisa kiryerye uleke ulete kanyamune ukaryane chakukulya mayo ikiryerye uleke ukaryane fyalula ukafirwa nokufisa kiryerye uleke ulete kanyamune ukaryane chakukulya ikiryerye uleke ukaryane fyalula ukafirwa nokufisa kiryerye uleke ulete kanyamune ukaryane chakukulya mayo
That's a Chiri song coming from Dr. Nashil, Pitchen, Kazembe, and Shok Lutanda, or you call them Super Mazembe there, and crowning it all and proving beyond any reasonable doubt that they are actually, Kazembe is the best in Zambia the last 100 years. And I'll tell you something that the BBC search for the African of the Millennium actually race went to Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana. Actually, he's been voted the African of the millennium and approved and accepted by everybody else. That's according to the polls that BBC did conduct. And in Zambia, we did just the same in the world of music, and we invited you to start writing in from sometime February last year to this time. And today is the very last program as we end the search. And from what we've gathered so far, Kazembe has got 73, while Pitchen is at 61. So that actually tells it all that Kazembe has yet again been voted by the people of Zambia as the best musician of the century that we've just ended. As we start the year 2000. Now, it's very early in the morning, Harriet, and on the program, before I even introduce the person, I'm already talking about the one I was almost introducing. Well, I'm talking about a top Radio 4 DJ. Harriet Nene is with me in the studios just to share with us some of the wonderful moments or some of the light moments about Zambian music in general. Harriet, Kazembe has beaten everybody in Zambia as the best musician this country has ever produced. What do you have to say about that?
Well, Isaac, I think he deserves it because when you look at Zambian music, slowly it's changing. It's gaining international standard, I believe. But when you look at Nashil, Pitchen, Kazembe's music, you're talking about real African music. You know, it's got some Zambian beat in it and a bit of rumba, you know. If you remember, I'm sure you remember very well, Defao even danced to one of Kazembe's music. And you know, for a giant like Defao, who's renowned in Africa and I believe in the world, for rumba music, to dance to that kind of music, then it just goes to show you that actually Nashil, Pitchen, Kazembe deserves even maybe more than the votes that he's gotten. I'm sure there's still some more coming in the mail.
That's right, because we crown it. And now, looking at Zambian music in general, Harriet, Kazembe has beaten all, including the ones that are coming up today. Despite him coming from the old era where there were no CDs, DATs, mini discs, and he's still able to compete favorably with the latest technology that we have today.
Music on CD.
The music on CD, which we call computerized music and so forth. What do you have to say then to the upcoming singers that actually may fall into the trap, Harriet, I'm sorry to say this, of not playing what you call real Zambian music? They may sing in our local languages, but the beat itself may not be Zambian.
Well, personally, Isaac, I don't find anything wrong with the Zambian music that we're having now, the Nasty D's, the Daddy Zimmers, MC Wabuino. I believe their music is top quality music. And I think we should appreciate the fact that they're singing, music that may be of a Western kind, but they know where they're coming from, in the sense that they're singing in the mother tongue. See, they sing music in Bemba, in Nyanja, and Senga, and I think people have come to just accept that times change and music must change. We must go on. I mean, look at our South African friends. The music they sing, it's almost the same, the same beat. But they're fusing in a bit of Western...
Kwaito, what they call Kwaito and so forth.
Kwaito. They're mixing it with a bit of Western music, and I think what our Zambian musicians are aiming at is international standards. We must sell our music.
That's like James Ngoma did that Dialelo, from real traditional Dialelo that women sing in villages to the modern beat.
And even Pongoz's music, Kamwana, the one the movie Pasi has redone. It's... I think we're changing for the better, and we must congratulate our Zambian musicians, Isaac. Okay, we may be moving away a bit from the original Zambian music, but I believe even our Zairian friends are moving away from the Franco type of music.
Yeah,
because Franco was, the easy bit where you're dancing and you're dancing in a relaxed manner. But when you're talking about Awilo, you're talking about real jiving. So I think we're just following. I think we're just following in the international standards. We're just moving on, and I think we're getting better as the days are coming by. I must say, our Zambian musicians are doing extremely well. It's just a pity that we're losing so many of them.
Well, Harry, you do programs on radio. You do tour guide. You do women's magazines and so forth. It's a brand new year. It's a brand new century. It's a brand new millennium, and it's just starting. I mean, what do you have to say to the listeners out there, your fans, your family, even remembering them, greeting them, and saying thank you for all the support that they've been giving you?
I think my first thanks should go to my mother. She's the reason why I am what I am, I believe. Upbringing and all, I believe you also believe in the same, that the way your parent brings you up will entail what you become in future. You see, so if you're brought up in a disciplined manner, you'll grow up a disciplined person. And I think I should say Happy New Year to my mommy. I haven't seen her in a long time, but she knows she's always in my heart. She's my mother. And my brothers, I've got 6 brothers and I've only got 1 sister, Mwelo. I think I should say Happy New Year to them all. They know I love them very much. My husband, George Kasote. My son, Kalunga, the light of my life. My friends, you, Isaac, Marian Chugodere, Innocent Kawe, his wife, Prudence, his son, Sonda, Franklin, Cassius, Kelvin Cheleshe, who hasn't been around, though he will be around soon. Well, there are so many. Mioba, Bridget, Francis, their children. We're a family at ZNBC, I believe. I have other friends who don't work at ZNBC. I'm talking about friends like Beauty, Mrs. Mwape, Leah, Mrs. Kunda. There are a lot. There's Simanga, she's at Palesa. Now I understand when people are greeting and they're hesitating, you know. I understand, because I mean, names just fly.
When you're on radio, so you say, you've forgotten your friends.
Yes, you know. Okay, my cousins, Mwape, Mwelwam, Sanshi. So many. My aunties, okay, my mom's sisters. Those are my aunties, my uncles, my mom's brothers. And of course, not forgetting your wife, Isaac.
Okay, yes.
Okay,
let's put it this way. Let me not push against the wall so much, Harriet. It's a light moment. I mean, it's an exciting moment. It's good to be part of this generation, Harriet, that has marked the turn of the millennium. The next time that they'll move from the year 2000 into the year 3000, you and I will not be there. There'll be another generation that you and I do not even know whether it will at all be there. Now, what has been your most exciting moment or most embarrassing moment that you will speak of, that this is the thing that you'll never forget in your life? In the 19s, as we get into the year 2000.
I think I'll start with the saddest moment. The day I lost my dad. I think there's nothing worse than that. And the happiest moment, I think when I found the right man. And when I had my son. The most embarrassing moment, I can't remember, is it? And I wouldn't want to embarrass myself again. Let me see. I don't know. Maybe when I mispronounce an English word on radio, and
like somebody calls you.
Yeah, like where there's supposed to be an R and then you pronounce it with an L, and then you think nobody has heard, and then someone just comes and tells you,
I'll tell you something. I was on radio. I remember that time I was doing a DJing on Radio 4. So the news was brought to me late. Okay? So I didn't go through the news. So what happened was I was reading something to do with President Bill Clinton and the wife Hillary and the daughter. You know the daughter? Chelsea.
Yes.
So the news was written like daughter Chelesa. So, you know, I just went like that. I say they'd gone for some holiday at some beach. So I read like, and the daughter Chelesa. And that's the news on Radio 4. Just the moment I said that's the news on Radio 4, the phone rang. And the guy just told me off. Come on, Isaac, you're a late person. You mean you can't correct some of these things? And I felt so embarrassed. I just said, no, I'm sorry, I didn't go through the news. He said, even if you had not gone through the news, some of these things are common knowledge.
And you know, I think the biggest problem is when you're saying it live, there's no way you can retrace it. It's easier when you're recording.
That's the problem. Right, the name of the game is Zambian Music, and we just are putting some light moments into it as we actually confirming and crowning Dr. Nashil Pitchen Kazembe as the Zambian musician of the century, and posthumously we say to him hearty congratulations. Back to music, and this time we get down to a song called Lucifer.
Mayolo nkumba lwandi lwandeterera kwena nebo ukupwana ukwakote chupu kusha wabalungwana ululwa kutinde fwaya bachinondo kwiposa fye mu muliro nasuka naibukisha n'abashimusenge bandikorosaka ululwa kututumina omuzulu kuli bachinondo bachushifye kunona isasanga okuti bachinondo bamatalabulo lyonse yawama nokupwa kumupino kutira kupwa kumukankala wachuma taru lwayitwa pingula nicho chinefye umupina nga walonga alawesha umutima obunzu kwenda umukankala tikabiyende upahumbi abana kashimafi ya mpombo ukupwa kuli bachinondo lyonse uba wasakamana chilepwa bachinondo tababa na chisuma bamatalabulo wikalo bwabo wandeterera kwena nebo ukupwana ukwakote chupu kusha wabalungwana ululwa kutinde fwaya bachinondo kwiposa fye mu muliro nasuka naibukisha n'abashimusenge bandikorosaka ululwa kututumina omuzulu kuli bachinondo bachushifye kunana isasanga okuti bachinondo bamatalabulo lyonse yawama nokupwa kumupino kuchira kupwa kumukankala wachuma karu lwayitwa pingula nicho chinefye umupina nga walonga alawesha umutima obunzu kwenda umukankala tikabiyende okwahumbi abana kashimafi ya mpombo ukupwa kuli bachinondo lyonse oba wasakamana chilepwa bachinondo tabana na chisuma bamatalabulo mwikalo mwabo ukupwa kuli bachinondo kwiposa mu muliro wa Lucifer kwena ukulepya ukulemona bachinondo bamatalabulo lyonse fye ichupo na ukwakomayo echupo busha bwine mwandini kana ibukisha bashimusenge nefilamba fyalaenga mumeso kwena mimona bachinondo kushaina ati bantu bene waloba misango eyo bakwata yakuteka muntu bamusha kwena Naliposa kumulilo wa Lucifer bakuti batinondo bamatala buno Shaishi bakuti batinondo bamatala buno Kambwerere kumwesu kuno na chula nebo Nomubili wanji uwawe menomba wauba Nalale pukamanga ngomulimi mayo Insere shachira bushiku Swile fye ububoni mayo Nariposa kumulilo wa Lucifer Nariposa kumulilo wa Lucifer Shaishi bakuti bachinondo bamatala buno Shaishi bakuti bachinondo bamatala buno Kambwerere kumwesu kuno na chula nebo Nomubili wandi uwawe menomba wauba Nalale pukamanga ngomulimi mayo Insere shachira bushiku Swile fyo buboni mayo Nariposa kumulilo wa Lucifer Nariposa kumulilo wa Lucifer Shaishi bakuti bachinondo bamatala buno Shaishi bakuti bachinondo bamatala buno Nariposa kumulilo wa Lucifer Shaishi bakuti bachinondo bamatala buno Shaishi bakuti bachinondo bamatala buno Kambwerere kumwesu kuno na chula nebo Nomubili wandi uwawe menomba wauba Nalale pukamanga ngomulimi mayo Insere shachira bushiku Swile fyo buboni mayo Nariposa kumulilo wa Lucifer Nariposa kumulilo wa Lucifer Shaishi bakuti bachinondo bamatala buno Shaishi bakuti bachinondo bamatala buno
Dr. Nashil, Pitchen, Kazembe there with a song entitled Lucifer coming from his album Lucifer. They are doing so fine on radio too. And this is the final program for the Search of Zambia's Musician of the Century. Super lovely morning to you all, and what a grand entry into the year 2000. Okay, back to the mailbag as we now in the conclusive parts of the program. From Nyimba Basic School comes a letter written by who now? Wilson Dombi Mwanza, teacher Wopenya, able to see. And he says, I'm Mwanza Wilson Dombi, teacher Wopenya. I'm a teacher at the mentioned school. I'm a very regular listener of this wonderful program. I simply say keep it up, and you are really Dr. Zambia. Here in Nyimba we have a radio fan club, and we really thank you for the variety of Zambian music that you always play on radio. Lastly, I say my musician of the century or millennium is no other than Dr. Pitchen Kazembe. Due to his best songs and the rhythm of his songs, he's simply the best. Yours, Wilson Ndombi Mwanza, coming in from Nyimba Basic School. Okay, that goes to Kazembe, and I've got, is it 3 more letters to go? Yes, 3 more letters. Let's see who gets what here. Zamteo Division, again in Nyimba. Looks like Nyimba's day today. Comes a letter coming from Luka Tembo. And Luka says, Mr. Mulinda, I simply say you are wonderful and keep it up with this beautiful program. I select Kazembe Doctor as my musician of the millennium. But last but not the least, greet all our radio fan club members, especially Mr. Wyson Mwanza of Nyimba Basic School. Yours, Luka Tembo. Thank you very much, Luka Tembo, and that goes down to Dr. Nashil, Pitchen, Kazembe as we continue our search. The next one is from Zesco Limited, PO Box 30040 Lusaka, coming from who now? Boniface Mwewa. I write to comment on the letter written by Mr. Myeye aired on the night of 17th December at 22:05 hours program. I greatly disagree with Mr. Myeye's unwarranted condemnation of your presentation style and the choice of music. I enjoy your choices very much. In fact, it is very rare to find a presenter at ZNBC who gives priority to Zambian music. Dr. Zambia, don't be discouraged by such rock and roll lovers who seem frustrated every time they hear a Zambian song playing. The issue of language of the songs you play does not come in because it hinges on tribalism, which you and I do not even think about during such programs. Professor P.K. Chishala produced some of the best Kalindula songs which you've never heard before. He was such a great musician. Songs like Businesswoman, Pastor and Pole Pole stand testimony to the late singer's greatness. However, Chishala cannot compare to the greatest of the greatest, Dr. Nashil, Pitchen, Kazembe. It will take long to have a musician of his caliber. He could sing in several languages and his songs carried a lot of meanings. Therefore, I nominate Dr. Kazembe for the Musician of the Century honor which he so rightly deserves. Yours, Boniface Mwewa. Boniface, thank you very much. And today, I read how many letters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 letters all going to Dr. Nashil, Pitchen, Kazembe. Can you believe that? Last week we had almost the entire program, and the other week almost the entire program going to Professor Peter Kalumba Chishala. Today, as we crown it all, Kazembe proves beyond reasonable doubt that he is Zambia's Musician of the Century. And the last letter on the program comes from Center for Continuing Education, PO Box 110276, Solwezi. And it says, and who is the writer here now? The writer, seem to be no name. No. FC Musemvu, who is a concerned listener. He says, Dear Mr. Announcer, Zambian Music Program, I wish to react to Mr. Myeye of Mungwi District Council's letter which you read on 21st of December 1999. Whilst I thank him for the message to the announcer, Mr. Isaac Mulinda, I felt a little bit disappointed. However, I beg that Mr. Mulinda should be encouraged more firmly and oftenly with his initiative and enthusiasm in his work to keep us listening. In my own view, Mr. Mulinda has said, and is still doing his best, except perhaps that he is dictated by the kind of music produced by our local musicians. The musicians too should not be blamed at all, but this limitation was caused by the so-called national spokesman who in the Second Republic around 1979 or 1980 decided that Kalindula becomes Zambian dance and music. From that time to date, our Zambian musicians have struggled to zero their music to Kalindula tune, which I feel was unfortunate because this helped to promote certain groups of musicians to the disadvantage of others who were coming up, e.g. Kazembe, Pitchen and others. Up to today, we have not broadened our musical base, and this has hampered music in Zambia, as not everybody is more acquainted or interested in Kalindula. Not even the meaning of the term Kalindula is clear to us all. I would therefore beg Mr. Myeye and other listeners countrywide, including myself, to beg our national spokesmen and women to liberalize Zambian music to provide our local musicians with a broad spectrum of music blends. Besides this, our music artists are badly affected and with critical shortage of musical instruments in Zambia. Only a handful of them have managed to acquire them. Most provinces or areas have no means or outlets to the source of these musical instruments, modern Western musical instruments. The local musical instruments are abundant but are not well amplified to give perfect sounds that would impress all audiences of any magnitudes. Mr. Mulinda, would you please help the nation in nagging a campaign or waging a campaign to flood Zambia with musical instruments for sale that we can accord our artists a chance to purchase or hire them to work out good music. Secondly, help us to demand liberalization of music other than the present Kalindula. Kalindula has already developed, but why not liberalize music in order to accord other areas that do not belong to Kalindula develop their own kind of music that would impress them or satisfy them to their fullest, thereby broadening the base of music. I have a lot to write, but may I save time for others to have their letters read, and please, I urge you to continue with your marvelous work of a DJ. Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Thank you. FC Musemvu, concerned listener, writing in from Solwezi. Thank you very much for your letter, and thank you very much for your advice. Thank you for everything. Now let's crown it all and conclude the program. 68 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 will give you 76 for Kazembe and 61 for Professor P.K. Chishala. And that marks the end of the journey for the search for the Zambian musician of the century. So the people of Zambia are saying, and they've said, Kazembe is the best of the best in Zambia, and he gets the award. Zambia's musician of the century, or the last 100 years. Thank you very much for your overwhelming support, listeners out there. Thank you very much to all the stakeholders, and thank you, of course, to the Zambian National Broadcasting Corporation for the airtime. But Zambian Music as a program still continues at the same times, Fridays and Tuesdays. Will still continue and will still continue promoting Zambian music. So on behalf of my studio technician who made sure you got the show crystal clear this morning, I'm talking about Wana Christopher Nirongo. This is Dr. Zambia Isaac Mulinda, wishing you all a prosperous and successful year 2000. Let's start it with vigor, and let's do our very best and start promoting music to get to the real vision of Zambian music. Good morning and God bless you all.
That was Zambian Music, a program that promotes our local music, a program produced and arranged by Isaac Mulinda. Join Isaac next week, same time.